Hi, my name is Laverne Cox, and this is my Creator Talk. But I think everything changed for me as an actor as I really started studying seriously. I started having conversations with my brother about wanting to be an actor and wanting to have a mainstream career as an actor. My brother was like, well, that won't happen. At the time, obviously, in 2002, 2003, there weren't any openly transgender actors, I should say, with mainstream acting careers. So, I always think about what Viola Davis said when she won her Emmy for How to Get Away with Murder. It's like, you can't win awards for parts that don't exist. So there just weren't any parts. And so I started attempting to write, and my mind started trying to get my mind around what kind of stories I would tell. And then Candace Cain happened on Dirty Sexy Money in 2007. And I saw that as an opportunity to finally be able to be an openly transgender actor and to possibly work. When Candace Cain became the first openly transgender actor to have a recurring role in a primetime television show with Dirty Sexy Money in 2007. Right around that time, I felt like there wasn't anything out there about trans women and the men that we date, and I wanted to tell those stories. I started pitching shows, but I was interested in having control over the story because it became really clear to me that the ways in which the stories were being told, particularly trans stories, without trans people involved, always had limitations. And two interesting examples of this were Dirty Sexy Money and Ugly Betty. Both shows the trans characters died. It felt like, because there were no trans people in the room to give nuance to all the plethora of stories that we could tell, they didn't know what to do, so they just killed the characters off. So my work as an actor, when I'm not involved as a producer and not involved in the storytelling, is to bring as much dimension to a character as possible so that we feel and understand the character's humanity. And now as a producer, now as someone who is more involved in telling the stories behind the scenes, that is still what I want to do. I want to celebrate the rich humanity of every single human being out there. Everyone has a reason why they are the way they are. And when we can deeply connect with empathy to the reasons why people do what they do and tell those stories with depth and complexity, I know, I have evidence that people's molecules will shift, that revolutions can happen, that change can happen, that love can be perpetuated and it can permeate every corner of the globe. I believe that, and that's why I do this. That's why I do this.